A rally to reopen the state. Tonight, hundreds gathered despite health warnings. Why they're demanding change.
3 young children without their parents tonight after a double homicide in West Jordan. What police are saying about the suspect.
A family-owned business is back open after suffering some earthquake damage. I'm John Franke in Magna. I'll tell you why the community here is so excited to see these doors open.
We saw the rain across southern Utah. Now that moisture on the move heading north. What does it mean for your Sunday forecast? I'll let you know.
Live from Fox 13 Studios, this is Fox 13 News at 9.
Our top story we're following tonight, a large rally in Salt Lake City just wrapping up.
More than 1,000 people from all over the state gathering downtown with one demand: reopen Utah.
Fox 13 Sydney Glenn joining us live from the City County building. And while it's somewhat quiet now, it was a much different scene not too long ago, right, Sydney?
Absolutely. Organizers believe there was over 1,000 people here today, and you could tell it was packed here. The organizer of the event here tells me that he wants people to understand that reopening the economy is not about lives versus money. He says it's about lives versus lives. From the streets to the grass. The outside of the Salt Lake City and County building was filled with people Saturday.
Get back to work.
We haven't seen this many people in one spot in a long time. That's something these protesters aren't happy about.
We feel like our freedoms are being taken from us.
People waved flags and held up signs urging leaders to reopen Utah.
We've got all the big box stores open, but the little guys are suffering, and I'm worried about them.
Some wore masks, and some followed social distancing guidelines. But most people we talked with say they aren't worried.
I think the virus has been around a long time, and I think most people in Utah have already had it.
Not everyone felt that way about the risk of COVID-19, though.
We're in the middle of a global pandemic. It is dangerous to be outside sometimes without the proper protection.
Most of the people here today are fighting for more days like this, ones with people outside.
We want to find a safe way for businesses to open again, and we just believe that everyone has the right to choose if they want to stay home and what measures they find safe.
Both the Salt Lake City and County mayors plus the governor came out against this many people gathering in one space, saying the public health orders are in place to help stop the spread of COVID-19. Live in downtown Salt Lake City, Sydney Glenn, Fox 13 News, Utah.
Sydney, thank you. And now time to get you caught up on the COVID-19 numbers in Utah. Today, 2 more people died from the virus, putting the death toll at 25. There are 126 new cases of COVID-19 in our state. The total is almost 3,000. And just under 60,000 people have been tested. But for the first time today, the percentage of positive tests has dropped below 5% and is now at 4.8%.
Testing for COVID-19 is now mobile in Summit County. Park City Hospital set up an RV with a few tents just outside of Park City High School. The hospital has been testing for months, but they want to make the tests more accessible to people. Health experts say sites like this are crucial in understanding how deep the virus can run through a community.
We've expanded this to mobile units, which we just started last night. This is the first of those mobile sites that we'll be going to around the community to invite people out to come and get the testing done, make it more accessible.
Another tent will be set up in Park City around Ecker Hill in the next week. Tents will also be set up in Colville and Camas. Be sure to visit fox13now.com for updates on the COVID-19 crisis around the clock. You'll find the latest numbers there and headlines for Utah, the U.S., and worldwide, all under our coronavirus tab. There is also a symptom checker and other resources to keep you and your loved ones safe.
Now to a developing and tragic story in West Jordan, where police are searching for the suspected killer of these 2 people, Tony and Catherine Butterfield. Police say the couple was murdered and killed in their home early this morning. The couple leaving behind 3 young children who were inside the home when the shooting happened. Fox 13's Spencer Joseph has the latest on the investigation.
It was about 1:15 this morning. We got a call from this neighborhood behind me from a woman. She felt like she'd heard some gunshots and another woman screaming.
A West Jordan neighborhood woken up in the middle of the night to sounds of screaming and gunfire. Police arriving on scene, finding a husband and wife both shot and killed.
We're calling it a homicide. We do believe that we have a suspect or suspects that attempted to break into the home, and for what reasons we don't know.
In the home, 3 children, all ages 4 and under.
We're dealing with 2 parents that have been murdered, possibly in the presence of these children. We don't know.
Police are now working to piece together what happened.
Given the young age of the children, that becomes very difficult for us to do, to interview, children in that age group.
They say the suspect may have been injured or stabbed in the break-in. Police are following leads to try and get a description of the suspect or suspects.
Think that the suspect left in a car
and working at a description of that vehicle. Police say they'd never been called to this home before and have no reason to believe this is a part of something bigger.
It doesn't fall into that realm.
Because of the random and terrible circumstances, they're asking for the public's help.
If they know anybody that has a wound that there's not an explanation for, or behavior that seems inconsistent.
The kids are now safe with relatives.
This is a terrible case. It's a terrible thing for anybody to have to wake up to. It's a terrible thing for our officers, frankly, that are involved in the investigation and our crime scene folks. And so we're very hopeful that we can make an arrest on this and bring this to closure.
You could see late into the afternoon, the West Jordan Police Department is still on scene of this double homicide, making sure they canvass the entire community behind me for any clues. Of course, as we learn any new information about this case, we'll bring it to you, and West Jordan will continue to look for leads in this homicide. In West Jordan, Spencer Joseph, Fox 13 News, Utah.
The families of Tony and Catherine Butterfield released this statement tonight saying while they mourn their loss, they hold no ill will towards the perpetrator and pray for them and their families. They go on to say, quote, "We are grateful for the immediate and professional work of the West Jordan Police and other investigators and are confident in their abilities to bring this case to resolution." Now we're taking a live look at the GoFundMe page that was set up for Tony and Catherine's children just a few hours ago. At this point, it has raised more than $31,000, just an outpouring of support from the community. If you want to donate, you'll find a link on fox13now.com.
I feel like right now, due to everything else that's going on, people are being exceptionally kind and generous and giving.
New at 9, community members from across the Wasatch Front coming together to help the 20-plus families affected from this apartment fire on Thursday in South Salt Lake. Now, many of the families only have whatever they were able to grab on their way out of the door before the flames took over. But now, thanks to some posts on social media, donations are coming in and coming in fast for 24 families without homes and their belongings.
No shoes, no clothes, no kitchenware, no cleaning supplies, no sofa, all these things that we, have every day. These families don't have any of that. They have nothing.
Many are staying in vacant apartments at a sister property. Through social media posts and Facebook groups called The Helpers, a lot of clothing has already been collected. The most important thing needed right now, though, is a large storage unit or garage. If you'd like to help out, head to our website, fox13now.com, to get in contact.
This just into the Fox 13 newsroom. Police in West Valley City have arrested a suspect accused of shooting at police officers and then getting involved in a chase. Police say this all started around 4:30 this afternoon when an officer doing a vehicle inspection at 33rd South and 40th West when they were shot at 4 times by someone driving a red SUV. The suspect then led several police agencies on a chase into Salt Lake City and South Salt Lake. Police then arrested the man at 47th South just before 7 o'clock. He was found driving this white car. Thankfully, no one was hurt in this pursuit.
Some good news for anyone looking for work right now. Amazon has announced it will be opening 800 jobs right here in Utah. This will help to fill their March 16th pledge to hire 100,000 people across the nation. These new jobs will have a variety of roles like packing, picking, and shipping customer orders, as well as delivering packages across the state from Amazon stations. Well, turning to weather now, we're seeing a much-needed warm-up this weekend throughout the valley, but how long will this last?
Meteorologist Breck Bolton joining us now for our first alert forecast. Hi, Breck.
Hello. Yeah, it was a great day across the state. You mentioned that nice warm-up just in time for the weekend. returning back into the 60s, at least along the Wasatch Front with our high temperatures today. And we had a lot of sunshine to go along with it. Let's take a look at those high temperatures statewide, where we did make it up into the 60s in Salt Lake City, officially getting up to 64 degrees. Now, on average, we should be in the low 60s, so we're right there. Only make it up in the 50s in Provo. That's where we found ourselves in Price. Upper 60s today for highs in Moab, and low 70s in St. George. Now, currently, we stand in the 50s from Logan through Salt Lake City. 40s, though, Provo all the way down through Cedar City. And right now in St. George, you're at 64 degrees. Let's take a look at our satellite radar. We had some active weather across central and southern Utah, mainly seeing kind of a moderate rainfall across portions of the southwest. As we take a look right now, those showers dissipating. However, we look at extreme southwestern Utah. You see that band of showers that's marching through, coming in from the northwest, moving southeast, heading towards Cedar City. We might potentially could see some brief showers here right before midnight, but all in all, they're fading away, and even seeing those showers exiting the state, even though we're looking at maybe a few light rain showers in Moab at this hour. It's clear, though, across northern Utah. Along the Wasatch Front, there's no concerns for any rain overnight. We're actually going to be looking at mostly clear skies. Temperatures not as cold as we've been experiencing here over the past couple of mornings, getting down into the mid-40s. We're waking up with some sunshine, but I don't know if we're going to be hanging on to it, at least across northern Utah. Yeah, we've got a little disturbance rolling through. What does that mean for your Sunday forecast? And speaking of these warm temperatures, do we hang on to it looking for the upcoming week? We'll answer that coming up in just a few minutes.
Thanks, Breck. We'll see you soon. Also, still to come, it's been 1 month since that 5.7 magnitude earthquake hit northern Utah and devastated parts of Magna. Today, we're going to show you the big steps made towards slowly getting things back to normal.
And why airports across the state of Utah are set to get millions of dollars in money from the federal government.
What do we got?
Missing boy.
We have a boy approximately 45 feet down an uncapped well pipe.
How long can you last down there?
Gear up. Sending you down there.
It's gonna be okay. They're coming to get you.
911, all new this Monday on Fox.
It's the perfect recipe for your afternoon.
The place at 1 p.m. followed by Dr. Oz at 2.
Smells good.
Weekdays starting at 1, right here on Fox 13.
It's Nisha here for your Utah Honda dealers. You can schedule free, no contact pickup and delivery for sales and service, and now is a great time to buy a new Honda. No payments for 90 days and additional savings on your favorite new Hondas. See more at UtahHondaDealers.com.
People come in asking about IFA's 4-step fertilizer program because their neighbor uses it and they have the greenest lawn on the block. I tell them our fertilizer works because it's formulated locally for the Intermountain West. IFA's Step 2 weed feed is designed to control weeds and fertilize. Now is the time to apply IFA Step 2 to continue to give you a dark green lawn and the best looking lawn in your neighborhood.
IFA Country Stores has great buys on varieties of locally grown flowers and vegetable starts. IFA Country Stores, helping to grow the things you love.
Together, we must help our community stop the spread of COVID-19, also known as coronavirus. The best way we can do this is to follow social distancing guidelines by staying home whenever possible and staying at least 6 feet away from other people. We have the power to protect ourselves from contracting COVID-19 by avoiding close contact with others, not touching your face, washing your hands, coughing into your elbow, and disinfecting surfaces.
It's Nisha here for your Utah Honda dealers. You can schedule free, no contact pickup and delivery for sales and service, and now is a great time to buy a new Honda. No payments for 90 days and additional savings on your favorite new Hondas. See more at UtahHondaDealers.com.
Family Guy's working from home.
Morning, handsome.
Now, Lois, you have been accused of an unwanted touching.
All new tonight on Fox.
Today marks 1 month since a magnitude 5.7 earthquake shook northern Utah. Since then, University of Utah seismograph stations have located 1,419 aftershocks. 6 of those have been over a magnitude of 4. Downtown Magna is coming back to life after last month's earthquake.
An iconic business is now open after it was hit hard. Fox 13's John Franke shows us why today's reopening is so special.
Customers lined up outside Colosimo's long before the scheduled noon opening.
My kids love my spaghetti sauce that I make, and I only use the sausage from flavoring from here.
Tiffany Simons wasn't sure
I was like, I'm never going to be able to eat spaghetti again
this day would ever come.
because it's just not the same anywhere else.
Danny Colosimo's family has fed Utahns since 1928.
The quality ingredients, a little bit of love, and sticking to the tradition.
A 5.7 quake was no match for that longevity.
It feels great. It feels great.
After seeing all the damage from the earthquake, it would have been easy for this family business to call it quits, but you don't give up on tradition. That's why the owners here say that thought never crossed their mind.
Kind of had faith that we'd be back at some point.
Bricks fell from the building, but the damage was cosmetic.
The inside weathered the earthquake really well.
Repairs have been made.
Damage here is on the wall, and we lost a few bricks, but it's nothing that can't be fixed from what we understand, and nothing that we can't overcome.
And business is back.
The outpouring from the community has just been wonderful.
Colosimo's is at the heart of this town.
Shows you what a big part of our community they are.
A town whose nerves have been rattled with every shake of the ground.
We come together to help each other out.
But a town determined to stand strong together through it all.
God willing, we don't have any more of those big ones. I think we'll be here to stay.
In Magna, John Franke, Fox 13 News, Utah.
I think we all have that hope. New at 9, St. George Regional Airport is set to get a big financial boost as part of the federal government's CARES Act. According to our partners at the St. George News, the airport will get $4 million. That money will be used to pay for ongoing operations, including salaries and maintenance. More than 30 Utah airports will receive a share of around $10 billion in funding going to airports nationwide.
For the next few nights, UDOT crews will be demolishing the 5600 West Bridge over SR 201. It's part of the Mountain View Corridor extension. Since 8 o'clock tonight, SR 201 is closed in both directions until 10 o'clock tomorrow morning. Now after that, both directions will be reduced to one lane from tomorrow night at 6 o'clock until 5 a.m. Monday. A group of volunteers organized a pop-up food bank in South Jordan today. People came from around the state to help volunteer for the bank. They called companies like Kroger and Costco asking for donations. They were able to collect enough food to feed 150 people. Within the first 10 minutes of opening the food bank, the volunteers had already loaded 70 cars with food.
We just know with coronavirus, there's a lot of people out of work, missing paychecks, and we just want to do our part to serve the community.
Donated 200 gallons of milk and 200 dozen eggs. The group had a successful food bank last month. They hope to continue doing that.
And More Helping Hands, a nonprofit organization up in Logan, gave out Go-Gurt by the boxload today to people in need. The Family Place, a support center for families and children, gave out the Go-Gurt for their Cheer for Families event. The Go-Gurts were donated to the Family Place by their partners, McDonald's and Schreiber Foods. The companies couldn't sell the Go-Gurts individually due to risk of the virus exposure, so this left the Family Place with the only choice of offering them by the box.
So families drive through the Circle Drive here at the Family Place. We've got our masks and gloves, and we give them 2 boxes of Go-Gurts.
If you would like to know more about what this organization does, you can find them online at thefamilyplaceutah.org.
Well, as you can see from a lot of our news coverage throughout the day, beautiful for so many people across the state, but some of that rain going away in other places. Breck, how are we looking overnight and into Sunday?
Well, as we're speaking about rain, things are dissipating across the state, but we've had some active weather across southern Utah, at least that threat of some rain showers, isolated thunderstorms. No concerns in the overnight hours, but things begin to change come tomorrow, where that movement of moisture with another disturbance will have somewhat of an impact across northern Utah. But I just want to share a photo, highlighting the beautiful weather we've been experiencing across both northern and eastern Utah today with lots of sunshine, temperatures returning back into the 60s, right where we should be. Of course, Scott Taylor making this shot here with his drone. Across Old Mill Golf Course, golfing definitely an activity as those golf courses are open and definitely can keep your spacing there comfortably. Had a chance actually to go golfing last Wednesday. One other person was on the course, but I'm sure a lot of people will be flooding those golf courses to try and get that fun activity. And the weather will be going along with that, as we're going to be holding on to some mild temperatures. But there's a couple of days we need to talk about with that possibility of some rain. Official high today in Salt Lake City, 64 degrees. Again, looking at our average high, we should be in the low 60s, so slightly above normal. Currently, we're at 56 degrees and our partly cloudy skies there in Salt Lake City. Looking at your weather headlines, we're looking for a warming trend as we'll be progressing throughout today, tomorrow, and into the next day. Temperatures will be on the rise. There is a chance for some rain on Sunday, and it looks like it'll be impacting both northern and central Utah. Now, we've got another storm to talk about. It's going to be hitting by the middle of the week. So rain, still a possibility with some showers, again, as we look towards Wednesday and Thursday. But let's talk about the current conditions and seeing any rain out there. We're hanging on to a few showers as you look over towards southeastern Utah, tracking through Moab, also along I-70, just east of Green River, moving towards Grand Junction. A few little showers potentially could be impacting areas such as Cedar City, but across the north, it's just not a concern. Up until, as you look to the northwest, we do have a disturbance tracking through, bringing some showers through Oregon, pushing into northern Nevada and western Idaho. That's what will be threatening northern Utah come tomorrow, bring in some clouds, and with the heating of the day and possibility of some showers as we look towards the afternoon along the Wasatch Front. So tonight, we're going to be looking at clear skies, but by morning, we'll be bringing in some clouds as you take a look at your morning forecast. Right at dawn there, we'll have temperatures along the Wasatch Front in the 40s. We've got low 30s in Park City. Now, the further south you go, the less cloud cover you see, the more sunshine you'll start off with you on Sunday, as temperatures, at least in Cedar City, in the low 40s, waking up tomorrow morning, upper 30s in Richfield, and low 50s in St. George. So that's the forecast for tomorrow morning. Moving throughout the day, temperatures returning back into the 60s, but again, we'll have more cloud cover across northern Utah and about a 30 to a 40% chance of seeing maybe an isolated shower or even a thunderstorm. Most of it over the mountains, but definitely could push through across northern Utah, Wasatch Front. And if they do, they will be short-lived, just kind of a hit and miss, but as it does hit, just give it a few minutes and those showers should be able to quickly push on. Now, central towards southern Utah, really I should say the threat of showers is from Utah-Idaho border all the way down to about Nephi. As you move further southward, less of a chance of rain and the more sunshine you'll see. So like in St. George, you expect to see mostly sunny skies with temperatures in the mid-70s there. And as we look moving ahead, starting the work week off, we hang on to the 70s, a little more cloud cover on Monday, but then a possibility of an afternoon shower on Tuesday. Maybe even an isolated thunderstorm. Temperatures remain in the 70s, but look where they go thereafter. Into the 80s, and we hang on to the 80s looking towards next weekend. Now, for northern Utah, we've got 60s in the forecast, pushing close to 70 degrees by Wednesday. Again, we contend with those afternoon showers tomorrow. Then it's a break. Thursday, more rain, and we keep it dry heading into the weekend. So not too bad. Just some intermittent showers here and there, but as you can see, for most days, we've got that sunshine still, and we'll keep those 60s going.
Thanks, Brex. Still to come eventually, most of us will head back to work when it's deemed safe. But what does that mean for our pets that are now used to having us around all the time? We'll explain when we come back.
Hi, it's Jan from Toyota. As part of your community, we're here to help you during these challenging times.
Keeping your Toyota safe and reliable is essential, especially right now. That's why many of our Toyota service centers are open for your vehicle needs. So you can schedule service online and drop off and pick up your vehicle with no contact for your peace of mind.
We're here for you. Contact your local Toyota dealer to see how they can help. Toyota.
As our community faces new challenges, Master Muffler is here for you. To accommodate those who are staying home during these unprecedented times, we're providing complimentary vehicle pickup and drop-off when your vehicle needs repair or service. Maybe your brakes squeal, grind, or your pedal feels soft or pulsates. Master Muffler will inspect your brakes at no charge. And if they need more than a cleaning, we're offering $80 off brake replacements. You depend a lot on your car. We make sure it's dependable. Master Muffler, we maintain the vehicle to your freedom.
Together, we must help our community stop the spread of COVID-19, also known as coronavirus. The best way we can do this is to follow social distancing guidelines by staying home whenever possible and staying at least 6 feet away from other people.
For over 80 years, Nissan has been with you through thick and thin. And now is no different. We're offering payment options for current owners. Our service departments are here to help. And now, we're offering more help. No payments for 3 months. Plus, we'll cover your payments for up to 2 additional months. This is help when you need it.
What is this? It's a family reunion.
Fox Monday.
Cause of death.
She drowned, but it wasn't a suicide.
We're looking for an assassin.
Prodigal Son returns with twists.
People can still surprise you.
And turns.
Are you spying on me?
What the hell is he doing?
Is that you?
That will leave you breathless.
This is for my son.
The final 2 episodes of the season, Prodigal Son, this Monday on Fox.
The American Red Cross urgently needs blood and platelet donations and asks healthy donors to schedule an appointment to give during this coronavirus outbreak. Patients are counting on life-saving transfusions. Visit redcrossblood.org.
This is Fox 13 News.
Well, there will come a point where many of us will no longer be working from home, and that could indeed affect our pets who have gotten used to some spoiling. We've been around 24 hours a day.
Fox 13's Haley Higgins shares some tips on how to prevent pets from feeling separation anxiety.
Most of us are feeling antsy being cooped up during the COVID-19 pandemic.
Leah brings a lot of joy and kisses.
Turns out our furry friends are probably getting anxious too.
If we're home all the time now, they're probably not getting the sleep that they need, which could also, if you're not getting enough rest, that can make you act out in different ways.
Little do they know, eventually, most of us will go back to our regular lives.
There's always potential for separation anxiety developing, or just a little bit of distress when a dog's normal routine changes. So especially if they've gotten used to the owner being home all day, every day, 24/7, and then suddenly, bam, back to work 8 hours a day.
Leaving them feeling
confused because it's disrupted what became the new normal.
Best Friends Animal Society says to make the change feel less abrupt,
practice leaving, even if it's just taking a walk without your dog, leaving for little bits at a time, just so they start to get used to that. Being left alone instead of being 24/7.
And apparently it's okay to let them make a little mess from time to time.
Having some cardboard boxes around with food hidden inside, having things that they are allowed to destroy. That's something that a dog naturally wants to do, is to rip and tear things up.
Mativa says all pets are different, and learning about their body language is the best thing an owner can do. Haley Higgins, Fox 13 News, Utah.
Some states plan to begin opening non-essential businesses as early as Monday. I'm Steve Harrigan in Atlanta. That story ahead.